I believe so. Activists took the day to eliminate the statues of Ulysses S. Grant and Francis Scott Key. And with Francis Scott Key, it was the one who penned the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, while in prison, the Revolutionary War. And a Syria that was, they believed in Hispanic culture. It was kind of wrong in a way, like how they imprisoned a lot of Native Americans. So they felt some type of way, I guess, maybe racially motivated to this point that we're gonna get rid of these statues. And like I said before, like the Juan de Santos statue that was destroyed in New Mexico. I mean, I guess people just waking up into their history. I mean, it could be all different political affiliations, but Ulysses S. Grant, who was a former general in a particular time who helped won the Civil War in the Union, and he actually forced the Confederate General Robert Lee to surrender in that particular time, man, in 1865, and he later became the 18th president of the United States, man. So this S. Grant, of course, he's on the $50 bill. He was one. He was really just notified and known for his courageous behavior and how he was just a leader. Even though he was introverted, but he was a very well-spoken leader in that particular time, because that was a very critical time in American history. But just looking at this though, he's just like, damn, man. It could be many things, man, that goes on. I mean, I don't know if it's like people forming their own revolutions. I mean, we had like the Mexico civil groups in New Mexico doing their own thing, man. Antifa that just going around Black Lives Matters protests, or they just want to go ahead and destroy the right wing policies. It's just a lot of things. It's a lot of shifts that are going on in between these major cities here. And I wouldn't be surprised if many other statues go on. It reminds me when I was watching documentary, I think it was it Birth of a Nation? It was really talking about not the old one, not the I think it was the one that was discussing about the Democrats and the Republicans, the conservatives, and it came out in 2015, 2016, I believe. I remember I went to the theater about that, but a long story short, North Carolina, they had the Confederate flags and all that type of stuff, and people was getting, had their cars fender bender. It was a lot of things going on, man. It was really a shifting turn. And I realized that, politics and all these other things, I mean, you're always going to get into different arguments. And, I mean, history is bad. I mean, we already understand, like, this country was based on, like, a violent history, just imposing people, enslaving individuals. A lot of these things, man, that was happening. The only good thing, too, about Ulysses S. Grant, he never owned slaves. When he was married, he freed a slave. That's what I heard. I actually looked that up. But, this is real interesting here. They're really taking out, these people utilizing, like, they spokesperson their First Amendment, I just believe, too, because of this COVID stuff. A lot of people don't have nothing else to do. Anyway, I mean, people are just angry, upset. So I remember I was riding down, too, in downtown, like, the city where I'm at. I mean, it was a small city, but people still protesting it. Black and white people just up there, performing and talking about and saying their speech and their piece about how they can change the, the racist and the system, and how they can move forward. So it's a lot of young people waking up, man. And I think too, probably was an inspiration for Juneteenth as well. So I don't hear too many violent protesters, but a lot of people taking down a lot of monuments. They feel like it's racially motivated. But this is all I really have to say about this. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Elleen Jr. Love you guys. I'm out. Deuces.